Allison, thanks. Now to Southwick, where round 5 of the 43rd Motocross Championship is being held today over at the Wick 388. Western Mass has hosted the Motocross Championship since 1976. There was a large turnout of riders and fans from all across Western Massachusetts. Brandon Short, the Motocross Championship media manager, explains how the community of Southwick has embraced the event over the years.
This event, we are in the middle of Southwick. We are in the town. We are immersed in everything around us, in the neighborhoods, the schools, everybody behind us.
Fans gathered to watch several different races throughout the day, leading all the way up to the final race and press conference closing in the early evening. And now our Reagan Stoddard will dig deeper into that story later tonight. But first, we're going to go over to 11 people.